In 1985, I started my career in public accounting. I go to work for this firm, and we're going to audit a county government. Now, I had never audited a county government in my life, but the next thing I knew, I was baptized by fire. I was literally shoved out of the office into this county government environment, and of course, I took with me all of the audit work papers from the prior year. Now, this is back in the day when they stacked it up on a hand truck. And so I'm going into this county government. I've got all the work papers from the prior year. And what does the engagement partner tell me to do? Yes, follow the work papers from the prior year. I'll see you in a few weeks. And then he leaves. And I'm like, they didn't teach me how to do this in grad school. They didn't teach me how a government functions. I didn't understand how bills were sent and how money was collected and how bills were paid. I didn't understand much of anything, and yet I'm left alone in this county government. And it really shook me up, and I was afraid. I'm like, I'm going to goof up the first audit I'm ever going to work on, and nobody's telling me what to do. This is not what I expected when I came into public accounting. So I spent several weeks at this county government, and I'm looking through the work papers, and I'm trying to understand what was done in the prior year, although a lot of times I couldn't understand the work papers. And so here I am with no instruction, and I'm reading work papers that really didn't make any sense. So the worst thing that we can do in public accounting is shove somebody new out on a complicated engagement and tell them I'll see you later. If you would like to hire people and get them to leave quickly, this is a good way to do it, because you'll scare the heck out of them. And they'll be so bewildered, then maybe they don't want to stay in public accounting. So I've seen a lot of people come and go in public accounting through the years, and I think one of the reasons that people don't stay is we don't train them. And so the best thing we can do when somebody new comes in is we begin to train them on the fundamentals. You know, we'd never be a coach on a college football team and bring our new recruits in and not teach them how to block and tackle, how to pass. We would teach them the very basics of the game. Even though maybe they've played for 4 or 5 years, we still want to know that these people get the basics of what they're doing. The same is true in public accounting. We want to bring those new people in. We want to teach them the block and tackle. We want to teach them the basics of how to audit. Things like how to do a walkthrough, how to do risk assessment, how to audit accounts payables. And we should spend at least a couple of weeks when somebody new comes in showing them the ropes, showing them how to do these basic things. Now, one thing that I've done in the last few years is I've created training videos, and I put these out in the cloud, and then when a new person comes in, they can watch the training videos. They're getting the same training, and then as they have questions, we sit down, we talk through things, and before they go out of the office, they understand the software. That's one thing. They've got to understand today, they've got to understand the audit software. Now, when I started, there was no audit software, but now they need to understand the software. And if you've got 2 or 3 packages that are used in the audit process, then do some training there. Show them how to use that software. And then once you've done that and they've learned the software, they've learned how to audit, say, accounts payable and expenses and payroll and debt, you've walked them through the basics. Now they're ready to go out. And they may not have a perfect understanding of what they're about to do, but they'll have a much better understanding. And so if people come in, we train them, they understand what they're doing, they have confidence about what they're doing, guess what? They're much more likely to stay with your firm. And as they get this training, they're also seeing that you care about them, that you care about their growth, their professional development. And as they see that you care about their development, that creates loyalty. It creates a desire to stay where they are. So in this video, all I'm saying is the worst thing we can do in public accounting is go to all this effort, spend all this money, hire this new person, and then throw them out on a new engagement with no training and no supervision. Please don't do that. If you want to retain that person, if you want that person to be happy, if you want them to be productive and increase your realization on the audit, then we want to go through the process of training that person the first couple of weeks. And again, you might do so by creating some training videos. And in these videos, like when I created mine, I'm actually using the audit software. I'm looking at the forms that we fill out. I'm explaining what those forms mean, how to complete those, and then I'm showing them the Excel spreadsheets and Word files and whatnot that go along with those forms. So by the time they finish the training online, they're watching this from a video, then they've got a lot better understanding. The other thing about video, if they don't quite understand something the first time they see it, they can, without embarrassment, go back and watch that part again. And they're doing this. We've been doing this for a while now, and it works really well. Now, they still need your personal supervision. They still need you to sit down with them, talk to them, ask them questions. Do you understand this? Is there anything I can help you with before you go out on the engagement? And then once they go out on the job, you want to make sure there's an in-charge there where they're having daily interactions and getting feedback on a real-time basis, especially in the first, 3 to 6 months. They've got to feel like somebody's got my back, somebody's with me, somebody's going to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. So if you do these things and you do the training and you give the supervision, then you'll spend this money to hire somebody, and you should, and then hopefully they'll stay. I promise you, there's a much better opportunity to retain people as we train them and supervise them and kind of hold their hand in the early days. Hope that helps. See you in the next video. Bye now.